What up, YouTube? It's your boy Lw9294 coming at you with another video, man. Make sure to rate, subscribe, leave comments. Make sure to smash that notification bell, ding, 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 so you can get all the notifications about what's going on with this channel. Got another vid for you guys. How to make your fish grow big and beautiful like these fish. If you want to know all the tips and tricks to allowing your fish to grow big and healthy, make sure to watch the video to the end and make sure that you listen good. Let's roll. Alright, YouTube, let's get into it. In order for you to allow your fish to grow to just about the maximum size that they will grow in the wild, they're not probably going to grow that big unless you have a humongous tank. But make sure to get the biggest aquarium that your money can afford. This is a 120. That's why you see the fish so big in the tank. I made the mistake of having fish in a 40-gallon tank. Me thinking that they're going to grow big and all that and I can grow them out bigger. No, it's not going to happen. They will grow probably about 3 to probably 4 inches, if that. And they will stay that size for just about ever because they don't have enough capacity in order to allow those guys to grow to almost their maximum size. So you make sure that you get a bigger tank, the biggest tank that your money can afford. I'm not telling you to go spend your life savings on finding a bigger tank. You probably can find one used somewhere or whatever. But in a 40-gallon tank, 20-gallon tank, you're not going to get fish to grow this big. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Some people won't tell you that, but it won't happen. Also, another thing, you can power feed your fish. Now, if you power feed the fish, make sure that you're doing water changes at least twice a week because you want to take and bring down the nitrates and the nitrites and the ammonia that's in the tank because the fish are going to poop, they're going to urine, they're going to do all that, and you want to get all those things out of the tank and all the leftover particles and stuff from the food. If you're not doing that, then you will kill your fish. Your fish will eventually get sick and die. Now, with overfeeding the fish, power feeding, you don't want to feed them enough where their belly's just looking like they're just about to pop open. You don't want to do that because then you can cause Malawi bloat if you're keeping African cichlids. Now, I'm doing tests on other fish to see how it works and all that. I'm pretty sure they'll get some kind of bloat too if you're overfeeding them too much. Also, make sure when you're doing this, if you're going to power feed and all this other stuff, make sure you have enough filtration on your tank, enough that can handle the bio load of everything that's going on in the tank. If you don't overfiltrate the tank, you won't have the proper water parameters in the tank because you'll have all the extra feces and everything just still sitting there and everything, and that can make your fish sick and it can kill them. You don't want to make your fish sick. You want your fish to be nice and healthy. As you can see, some of these fish are huge. I mean, absolutely huge. I never thought that the fish will get this big, but they got this big, man, just by me doing the proper water changes and feeding them correctly. I mean, you can feed them whatever you feel like feeding them. I never fed my fish any bloodworms. Never, ever. Only other food I fed them besides dried pellets was some freeze-dried krill. I used to feed them the freeze-dried krill, and I fed them some seaweed. I fed them the seaweed. Also, I fed them New Life Spectrum. I was on New Life Spectrum forever. And I fed them the North Fin fish food. That's what I started feeding them on the end, North Fin. Those two are some of the best foods that I experienced, in my opinion. Now, there's 1,000,001 fish foods on the market. You can use whatever you desire, but I'm only telling you what I use to allow these fish to get big and beautiful like this. Also, along with that, make sure that you're keeping an eye on your fish at all times. Like every time you're doing a feeding or whatever, you're looking, make sure you're looking at the fish and making sure that their bellies and everything are not swollen or they're not sunk in or whatever. And overall, just look at their overall health. Look at their scales and everything. Look at their fins and everything. Look at their bodies. See if they have any wounds or cuts or anything. If you want them to keep on thriving and getting bigger and being healthy at all times. I mean, you're going to have little nips and everything if you're dealing with African cichlids. That's just something they do. You can't avoid it. You can't get over it. It's just a part of their nature. It's something you can't help at all. But with those tips that I've given you, I guarantee you will have big, healthy fish. You'll have some big, beautiful fish exactly like this. I'm only telling you the regimens that I use in order to get the fish like this. But with that being said, man, if you follow those tips, you won't go wrong. But make sure to rate, subscribe, leave comments, man. Anything you want to know about African cichlids that I can tell you, I will let you know. I'm learning about other fish in the process, so I probably can tell you some things about those fish. But man, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, rate, subscribe, leave comments. Like I said, man, you guys truly be blessed, man. Thank you for everything y'all do. Peace out.